Welcome to WSJ Off Duty. I'm Wendy Bounds, and today I have the very important and immensely difficult task of learning how to talk smart about beer. You know what? Somebody's got to do it, guys. All right, and I have the man to do it. His name is Mark Schmeda. He's the chief brewer at Chelsea Brewing Company here in New York City. Now, you've got a rainbow of beers out here, and we're going to start from sort of, what, light to dark? How did you set them up here?
Least flavorful to most flavorful,
Most flavorful.
Intensity-wise.
All right, so I would always be gravitating just by instinct to the lightest beer because I think it would be sort of the one that would taste best to me. I could be wrong. What's this first one?
This one is called Checker Cab Blonde Ale. It's a Kolsch-style beer, and by Kolsch, it means it originated in Cologne, Germany, Cologne. It's a very light and lager-like beer. So this appeals to the masses. It accounts for about 60% of our sales.
And if I'm going to say something smart about its taste when I drink it, because I won't sound smart, what would I say?
Taste it. Let me know what you think.
E equals MC squared. I'm just kidding.
I think it comes across as very light, very crisp, and clean.
And this doesn't taste, and I don't mean this as an insult, it doesn't taste too dramatically different from what I would be accustomed to drinking something out of a bottle.
And that is where, its German heritage comes in, because most of the beers that we have in the U.S. have a German heritage.
Okay.
They're German style beer.
Not too different color, but a little, I can see a little more murkiness to it. It's not quite as clear.
Hazy.
Hazy.
This beer is filtered. This beer is not filtered, but it's also a wheat beer.
It's a wheat beer.
Wheat contributes a lot of haze to the product. And, we like that haze. It really signifies what a good wheat beer looks like. 60% wheat in that beer, where this is 100% barley malt.
Different flavor, though. It's a little stronger, a little more intense than the other one.
A little bit grainy.
Yeah, a little grainy. Grainy, that's the word you got to remember, grainy.
So that's an American-style wheat beer,
Okay.
not to be confused with Bavarian wheats, which use a different yeast. And that yeast gives them a banana clove ester, which is, a lot of people relate to spiciness. That's Sunset Red and Amber Ale, American Amber Ale. You should be able to smell like hops in there. It should be becoming a little more floral and a little more bitter.
So this is definitely more bitter. So there are more hops in this one.
More hops.
Okay.
And there's also a lot more caramel malt, which gives it that red color. And caramel malts add a little bit of sweetness to the beer. And then the hops counter that sweetness, the bitterness of the hops. Hops are like the spice of beer. This one's a rye beer. Rye malt is used in place of the barley in a certain percentage. Rye malt is spicy and sometimes considered a little bit sour. I don't know if you drink rye whiskey, but rye whiskey is different than
absolutely.
than a grain, than a
bourbon or
wheat
anything,
grain whiskey. So you should get a little spiciness.
See, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have necessarily gravitated. I would have been scared of it. So what's it called again?
That's called red hop
Red
rye.
hop.
It's hoppy. It's hopped like an IPA, which we're going to get to next.
But it's the basic style is a rye.
Rye.
Okay, got you. Very good. All right.
This one is India Pale Ale, Hop Angel India Pale Ale, IPA. Lots of hops in there, so you get a good hop bitterness.
Not quite the same burst of flavor as in the rye, but good, easy.
Right, there's less specialty malts in this.
Right.
There's one malt in there called honey malt and some Carapils malt. But basically, if you see color-wise, it's not that much different from the light beers, but it's definitely more intense hop-wise than any of these beers.
And now we're getting this is what I would call the manly beers, but I would probably be sexist in saying.
Yeah, a lot of women, I found a lot of women at beer shows gravitate to stouts.
They do. And this one is a stout right here.
No, this one is the porter.
Porter, and this is stout.
Right. The porter, and we don't have a good light in here, but the porters are usually, if you held up the sunlight, they're translucent. They're not opaque like a stout. And
I don't know, I'm not seeing through this so much.
Yeah, well, no sun today.
That's our other problem. All right, this is the porter.
That's the porter, so it's slightly roasty.
It's like coffee.
Yeah, slightly roasty, but then when you get to the next one,
it's
you'll
really
say
good.
it's a lot like coffee.
And this
That's
is
the stout. That's
like
the
Guinness.
Black Hole Triple X Stout. Like it's like a double Guinness. And that one's very coffee and chocolatey, dark chocolate and coffee.
Cheers. So we're back here in your brew house. I mean, this is where the witchcraft is performed.
This is it.
I mean, these are the basic ingredients of beer.
That's all you need. 4 ingredients: malted barley, hops, yeast, and water.
No wonder so many people try it at home.
That's right.
Now, which of these do you think I'm going to choose to finish? I may surprise you.
I thought you'd take the rye.
You thought I'd take the rye. I thought I would take the rye until I tasted the porter.
Oh, really?
All right, so you guys come back to me in about 10 minutes. Let's see how I'm doing. Cheers. You pick one.
I'm going to pick the stout.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Go away now, I'm working.